Hey everybody, AC here, and welcome back to what should be the final of Spider-Man Miles Morales. And it absolutely should be the final episode, considering how the only thing left to do is the postcards, the scavenger hunt. That's all that's left. So, we're going to go ahead and get started on that.
Okay. Natural History Museum. This one's of the Empire State Building. High atop the Empire State, you'll find a pair of blind eyes. There's a flash drive.
Hey, big man. Happy birthday.
Oh my God. Dad.
Sure hunt seemed like a fun way to celebrate 16. Tour down memory lane. Remember that summer you and Finn forced me to take you to the museum every weekend? Here's a secret. I love those trips. Used to be I felt guilty you didn't have any siblings. Things with your uncle are tough, man. But I would have never made it to 18 without you. Anytime I'd see you with Finn, I'd feel less guilty. You have a sister. Her. With Finn, now Yankee, you'll always have family. Love you lots, big man. See you at the next one.
Wow. I haven't heard his voice in so long. I hope he left more messages with the rest of the scavenger hunt.
Hey, sleepyhead. Did you find my note?
Yeah. Follow the clue. And just heard Dad. Did you do all this?
Just the setup. Your dad made the clues last year. I know it's been tough since the move. Thought hearing from him could help.
It does. Gracias, Ma.
De nada. Have fun with him. And remember, I'm here if you need me, Miles. You can tell me anything. Te quiero.
Te quiero. Modern Art Museum in Greenwich. I remember that place.
Man, I managed to actually like land perfectly where I was supposed to be.
Find the fossil hiding among the modern. Don't forget to look up.
Fifth grade field.
Nice.
Empire State. I shall. Never agreed to wrangle a bus full of 10-year-olds, son. It took us 3 hours to get here, and when we did, who showed up? The webhead himself. That vulture. As soon as we stepped off the elevator, we had to turn right back around and get in a vacuum. Then I remember most of it. You wanted to stay. Told me, Spider-Man needs our help, Dad. You're a born hero, Miles. Don't ever lose that fighting spirit. See you at the next one.
Born hero. I think I learned to be a hero from watching Dad. I miss him. Especially now.
Hey, Miles. I'm catching up on... yikes. Backlog after being away for a few weeks.
No rest for the Spider-Man?
Nope. Speaking of which, I'm not gonna be swinging behind you, constantly looking over your shoulder now that I'm back. I trust you. And I have some stuff I should take care of.
Like what? Can I help?
I need to find a job. Freelancing with the Bugle was great, but I'd like something steady.
Have you thought about teaching? You're pretty good at it.
Honestly, no. No. Maybe. I'll think about it. Call you soon.
Looks like I'm going to CODB's. Where money is king, you'll find great tunes hanging among the lights.
I had to practically drag you and Finn to the Modern Art Museum.
Okay, where's the next one? Here it is. Code B's nightclub.
Okay. What do we care about splotchy paintings? But Mom and I knew. We had to show you kids that there were different ways of looking at the world. Sometimes radically different. When I saw you two in front of that psychedelic Angela Davis portrait, heads craned up and all, I knew you'd be here. All that orange and gold. Don't think you ever realized the world could look that way. And you, like, royalty. Proud of you making it this far. Let's see how you do it the next time.
Finn and I talked about that trip for months afterwards. Mom and Dad really knew how to inspire.
That's nice.
Alright, CODBs. Let's hunt. Hanging among the lights. Here we go. Lobster Bill's. Dad's favorite restaurant. Nestled beneath Stuyvesant lives a monster of a good meal.
Spent half my youth at CODB's with your uncle. Every musician you loved played at this cramped little stage. Aaron even got up there once himself. Didn't do half bad either. When he finally told me about his night job, this is where he took me, to soften the blow. But it poisoned the place for me. Never took you here because of it. I regret that. You'd love it. Just like I did. So, how about this? Find a show you want to see. Anything, my treat. Come out here and your old man will show you how you used to bust a move. Next clue's all yours, Miles.
Dad was gonna bring me to a show. Need a minute after hearing that.
Getting reports of the underground messing with a billboard nearby.
Yeah, I don't care. I already fixed that billboard.
I don't think the underground's got a permit to change that billboard.
I already fixed that billboard. If it's still a problem, well, let the cops take care of it. They haven't done anything. Though, to be honest, it's... Ooh.
Hey y'all, it has been a good week for Harlem. Spider-Man stopped the Tinkerer, Rio Morales was elected to city council, Roxxon Plaza is closed for good, and Simon Krieger is in jail. Woo! Ha! Bonus, I passed my citizenship test with flying colors! Still love you, China. Gonna miss your candy. Okay, back to business. In an attempt to save face, Roxxon's board released all of Krieger's personal documents. Memos, emails, real fun stuff. while I'm combing through those docs and waiting to hear Triple J eat crow on air, I'll be playing unreleased, pre-recorded casts. Fresh material coming in a few weeks, and in the meantime, remember to sing to your plants while you water them. Seriously, they love it. Okay, bye. See you soon.
Nice.
Lobster bills. Hold the ground for that. Nestled beneath Stuyvesant lives a monster of a good meal.
There we go.
Pretty sure I know which one. I know this place. Art space on the Upper East Side.
Anyway. But yeah, this is a nice little final mission for the game. Fun little thing to do.
Enters this artsy castle without stopping at the gate.
Oh, lobster beans. Home away from home. Always reminded me of the Granny Kitchen down south. Took your mom here on our first date. Just about every date after that. Even once when she was pregnant with you. And she went into labor right before this. I blame the teacher. She was less of a fan after that. But I'm not gonna lie, son. Some of those nights working late. Oh yeah. I'm stopping in for some Friday. Okay.
Mom totally knew he was stopping. Let him have his secret. They were a good team.
That's the way marriage needs to be. Not be a good couple, be a good team. You're supposed to not just complement one another, but complete one another. You're two parts of one team. Working together towards the same goals. Oh, but I never did finish my my thought before. I couldn't remember what my thought was. But yeah, like, I think the reason why we never actually see the cops do anything in this... I don't care, Genki. Shut up. I think the reason why we don't hear... we never see the cops do anything in this game, I think they're still reeling in from the fact that, you know, Yuri... the captain of the police force in New York, you know, turned into a villain. Whoops.
There's the art space. Okay. No letter enters this artsy castle without stopping at the gate. Next clue. Nice. Oh, C.J. Walker Park. I know this place, up in Harlem. Beneath the hoop where you learn to fly, your journey comes to an end. Man, not ready for this to be over.
Here we go.
Middle school graduation. You and Finn joked it felt like a royal coronation when we saw the art space building. Your mom and I were so proud. Our son and our almost daughter graduated at the top of their class. I know it made you sad, both of you, go to different high schools. But Miles, I'll tell you, the friendships you make when you're young, the real ones, those last. You and Finn will find each other again. Maybe a few years down the line, maybe a few decades. One clue left. But you can't wait to get to the end.
Ben and I did find each other again. Just not the way Dad thought.
Middle school graduation. You and Finn jumped.
Listeners, you all know that I pride myself on truth, integrity, and facts. I've been tough on this new Spider-Man since the disaster on Braithwaite Bridge. For good reason. The kid screwed things up so bad, even the original model would have blushed redder than his costume. The classic one, not that ugly new thing. But today, I must also acknowledge that the city is rallying around this youngster and proclaiming him a hero. With an unstable energy source on the verge of wiping Harlem off the map, this youthful Spider-Man reportedly stepped in and saved lives. Or at least that's what his supporters want us to think. The real truth is that none of this would have happened if he hadn't donned a ridiculous suit and started swinging willy-nilly around the city, performing reckless acts of violence. Hero? More like zero? Ha! Jared, open up the lines. I want to hear from those who agree with me. Jared? I said open up the lines. What do you mean they're open? Well, something must be wrong. Folks, we're having technical difficulties. Please stand by.
They're open, and nobody wants to talk with him. Wait, does that mean that... Does that mean that, like, JJ's whole show is, like, just effectively over now? Because nobody's listening to him? Nobody wants to talk on his show anymore? Everybody wants to talk on Danny Cast now? Nobody cares about JJ anymore? If that's the case, are we just not gonna see are we just not gonna hear from JJ at all in the second game? Is that what this is? I honestly hope not. I like hearing from JJ. I honestly really like hearing from JJ. Yeah, there we go. We might get one more JJ, and maybe one more Danny Cast. I don't know. But in any case, nice. Got a whole little fan club going on right now. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and see what this last clue is.
So many memories.
And so we come to the end. CJ Walker. Remember when we played ball here in the summers? Your uncle showed you how to take it to the rack. Demonstrated how to throw it down with authority. Don't think I'll ever forget watching you and Finn trying to alley-oop to your mom. This place reminds me that as crazy as life gets, only one thing really matters. The people you love. You, your mom, Finn, Genki, even your uncle. Keep the folks you care about close to your heart, and you'll never go wrong. Happy birthday, big man. You are our reason for being brave.
That's sweet.
Man. I was not ready for that.
Happy birthday, Miles. Congratulations, you made it to the end. You are the reason that I'm brave. Love, Dad. That's real sweet.
Hey, Miles, what's up?
Hey, Mom. Just finished a scavenger hunt. Thank you so much for putting it together. For a little while, it was like he was back.
He never left me. I love you.
I love you, Ma.
What? Oh my God! There were a Chris. Oh no, never mind. Here it is. Woo!
Hey, sorry.
Miles, I did it! I figured it out!
How to safely split an atom from the comfort of your own home?
That's next on my to-do list. No, speed Nonagon. Collision model is updated, projectile physics is fixed, frame rate stabilized. It's awesome now.
Which means I can play it?
It still needs textures. Sound effects, music, video.
I'll write the music. I could probably do sound effects too.
First we improve and design our own spider suit. Now we build a mobile game empire? We're unstoppable.
You never doubted it. I'm out doing spider things, but when I get home, I'll set up a task board, start tracking sound effects you'll need. Ooh, and sketching out a score.
Yeah, woo! Can you feel that? That's me fist bumping you from afar. Later, dude.
I'm gonna go ahead and go home, see if I can actually do that. I don't think you can. I think that's it. You hear about that. That's what you're gonna do, but I don't think you can actually. I don't think there's an actual scene where you can do that. Nope, you can't access. I'm gonna climb up to the top of the Avengers Tower. Gonna climb up to the top of the Avengers Tower. I have time. Yeah, hearing about all of those trips that Miles' dad used to take him on, I never really went on that many like mini trips with my folks.
Neighborhoods picked up an unfriendly weapons deal happening nearby.
I don't care. I really don't care. But yeah, like I don't know. I just I'm gonna go. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna go next. Swing right past the Empire State Building and then come back. Is there something on the Oscorp building? Woo! So I'm going to make my way to the Oscorp building, because it looked as if something was on it. It looked like something was spinning on top of it. Alright. I guess I was just seeing things. Alright.
Hey, bro. I read MJ's front pager about some Karya.
Not while you were swinging, I hope. Sorry. Holding mentor mode, downshifting. What did you think of the article?
The article was great. The pictures? Where'd they get this Peter Parker guy?
I'm sure MJ asks herself that all the time.
So how was the trip? Did you have to suit up while you were out there?
Nah. Sable handled it like a champ. Her and her wild pack. I mostly got to stand around taking pictures.
Sounds like a nice break. As much as a work trip can be.
Oh yeah. Feeling refreshed and ready to do some next-level Spider-Man. And clean out the gutters at my house. Being a homeowner is glamorous, I tell you.
Sounds like it. I'll let you go. Talk soon.
Nice. Alright.
Weapons deal going down nearby. Thank you, anonymous app user.
I don't care. And as we already established, in the first Spider-Man game, this is the highest point in the entire city. Not the Empire State Building, this. This random building that, as far as I can tell, is not associated with any Marvel property. Just as far as I know, it's just a random building. For whatever reason, it's higher. It's higher than any... For whatever reason, it is higher than the Empire State Building. It's taller than it. It's even taller than the Avengers Tower. Like, it would have made more sense if the Avengers Tower was the tallest thing there. Like, if not the Empire State Building, then the Avengers Tower. That's what I thought. But no, this building, this random building, is taller than both of those. That's crazy. Like, why this building specifically? Why this building? Also, is the Roxxon building still up? Looks like it is. Can I actually go up to the top again? I'm gonna fast travel home. I'm gonna fast travel home, and I'm gonna see if I can get to the top of the building again, now that the game's over. I never did bother swinging around the city after the game was over. Every time I finished the whole postcard thing, I always just, that's just it. I would end up restarting the game. I would end up restarting the game, in order to in order to do something else. Because, like, every time that I... Wow, they,
Hello, friendly neighborhood. It's your Spider-Man.
I think this is about where they landed. Isn't it?
It's been taken over by the underground. Bet there was more to it.
Yeah, I think this is about where they landed, and then, like, you crawl... He would crawl up... Or no, maybe it was... No, yeah, it was over here, because there was a lot more rubble over here. So, yeah, it was about here, and then, like, he walked up, got up here, absorbed it, and then when he fell, it was around... When he fell, it was around this area where he fell. It was around this area where he fell. Alright, let's see what the top looks like.
Voicemail. Number's blocked.
Hey, Miles. I know you're gonna hear a lot about me. Things I've done, now that I'm serving time. I cut a plea deal, so it shouldn't be more than 2 years. But getting out early is not why I gave up Krieger. Told me you had to be better. And that meant looking out for other people, even if it cost you something. I don't have a lot of practice, but I'm trying. Thanks, kid, for making me a better man that I could be on my own. Take care out there.
Love you, Unc.
That's nice. I never heard that voicemail. But man, yeah, this was the scene of the fight. I mean, the building was certainly taller than this. Like, this is not the roof. I know that. Like, this is the roof was just completely blown off during the whole fight. Now it's time to make my final journey. My journey.
One of our app users is a hostage inside a store near you.
My journey towards the Empire State Building. I can't think of a better place to end this series than on the top of the Empire State. And there we go. Turn off the beam of light. And there we go. There we have it. Financial District, 100%. Chinatown District, 100%. Greenwick District, 100%. Midtown District, 100%. Hell's Kitchen District, 100%. Upper West Side, 100%. Central Park, 100%. Upper East Side, 100%. And Harlem, 100%. Overall progress, 100% complete. Suits, 100%. Visor mods, 100%. Suit mods, 100%. Gadgets, 100% for each of them. Even though I didn't even use the holo drones. They're like, they are fairly useful when I remember to use them. I never remember to use them. I never remember to use them because I'm always trying to deal with enemies stealthily in this game, which is honestly kind of amazing considering how in the first game I hated using stealth and I just wanted to beat everybody up normally. But that just speaks to how good the stealth mechanic is in this game. The stealth mechanic in this game is very good, as I mentioned before. So yeah, I almost never get put in a position where the holo drones will end up being useful. Remote mine, very useful. I wound up using those quite a bit in this playthrough. Gravity well, did not use it once. I never use it. Never. But all of those are 100%. Every skill, collected. Every single one of them. All done. Missions, all missions, done. Collection, everything in the game has been collected. I think Updates Galore, I want to say that Updates Galore and Melcopa, I think those are the last of the. I think that's the last of that's the last of the Just the Facts archives and Danny Caster archives. I think that's it. Benchmarks, don't care about those. The database. Got every single one of them. Well, that's it. That's everything this game has to offer. Another Spider-Man game completed to 100%. And it took 12 episodes. Now, before I end this, I do want to say this. This game is too short. This game is way too short. It needed to be longer. Either that, or here's something else they could have done. They could have coupled this with the City That Never Sleeps DLC from the first game. Instead of having the City That Never Sleeps be DLC for that game, they could have had it be the first half of this game.
On this very special episode, I'm joined by newly elected Councilwoman Rio Morales of Harlem, who has been instrumental in the effort to scale back Roxxon's expansion plans following the revelations that they endanger New Yorkers with their highly unstable energy source, Nuform. Welcome, Councilwoman.
Thanks for having me, Mr. Jameson. I have to say, I was surprised when you reached out to my office.
My producer, Jared, was insistent that we have you on. Something about needing to broaden our demographics, especially after your recent appearance on another, much less popular show.
Oh yeah, Danica Hart was wonderful.
My listeners would like to know, how do you plan to bring prosperity to your community? I think I speak for everyone when I say it's an area that has struggled for quite some time.
True prosperity isn't brought in from outside by huge faceless corporations. It comes from sustained investment in the people that make our community so special. It's true that folks here have struggled, but that's only because they've lacked advocates in City Hall. I will be their voice. And my hope is with that support, the city and the world will see that we're a vibrant area full of brilliant artists, kind people, and now, even our very own Spider-Man.
About that, you are now a publicly elected official. You are obligated to serve according to a constitution, laws, and time-tested ethical requirements, which I'm sure you respect. How can you reconcile that responsibility with your support of a vigilante who isn't bound by any of the same safeguards?
Spider-Man is not our enemy. He's a New Yorker like the rest of us, and he's just trying to do what's right. And if you ask me, he couldn't be doing a better job. That doesn't replace my obligations to my community, nor anyone else's who serves in a public role. But I do sleep easier every night knowing that he's out there, helping us all pick up the slack.
I'm happy to spend all day arguing why that sleep could easily become a nightmare. But we're out of time. And your approval polls are very high. So I'll just say thank you, Councilwoman. Jared will be sending you some lovely parting gifts, including my J. Jonah Java, the decaf substitute doctors like mine are insisting their patients of a certain age drink. If you down it fast, you almost believe it's real coffee. Jameson out.
Okay. Well, never heard that one. I didn't know that was the last one. So now I think I've gotten them all. Unless, of course, Danny Cass decides to have... Oh, no, she already has one more than Jameson. She has one more than Jameson, so unless we end up getting one more from Jameson, I think that that's everything. Alright. Anyway. But yeah, I think that they should have coupled this game with the City That Never Sleeps DLC. If they had done that, if they had made the whole City That Never Sleeps storyline the first half of this game, and then had the Miles Morales section be the second half of the game, that would make a lot more sense. Because in the City That Never Sleeps DLC, while Pete is dealing with Hammerhead, he's also trying to get around to teaching Miles. He's trying to become a mentor for Miles. And this story supposedly happens just a few weeks after the City That Never Sleeps DLC ends. Because during that story, Mary Jane is like, "Hey, I want to go to Symkaria and document the war that's happening over there. And she tells us this right before we go have our final fight with Hammerhead. So I imagine that within a couple weeks later, her and Pete are leaving. Her and Pete are leaving within just a few weeks later, and then boom, they're gone for a month, and that's when this happens. So this really should have been all one big game. Because if I look at how long it took to do the City That Never Sleeps story and this, it took about 27 hours, which is about how long Wait, no. Wait, no. Let me see. No, yeah. 27. 27 hours. 27 hours. Which is about how long it takes to 100% the base game in the first Spider-Man game. In the first Spider-Man game, it takes about that long to 100% just the base game alone. So if they had combined the City That Never Sleeps DLC with this, with Miles Morales, then it would have been the same length as the first game. And instead of just calling it Spider-Man 2, they could have just called it Spider-Men. Because you're playing as two different Spider-Men throughout this game. The first half you're playing as one Spider-Man, the second half you're playing as the other. And then Spider-Man 2 happens, and you're playing as Pete again throughout probably the majority of the game. And maybe, because I have my own theory about what's going to happen at the end of that one. I'm pretty sure Pete's going to die at the end.
MJ's flying into JFK next Tuesday. You mind covering patrol for me?
No problem. She's been gone a while, huh? You must be glad she's coming back.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised Sable let her go. MJ's profile opened by calling her cold, calculating, and humorless. Lavish praise in Symkaria. They're basically BFFs now.
Now that's a cool team-up.
Cool and slightly frightening. Okay, hit you up Tuesday. Bye. And thanks again.
Okay. Nice. Anyway, but yeah, so I personally think that, because we do know of a few villains that are going to be appearing in Spider-Man 2. Obviously we know Green Goblin, Venom, and Kraven, because we hear Kraven talking about hunting Spider-Man in the trailer that we got for Spider-Man 2. So we already know about those. Those are confirmed. And then Lizard is most likely going to be in there, since we're seeing Connors. And then I also believe that we're also going to get Sandman, Mysterio, and Chameleon. I believe we're going to get those three as well, because in the first Spider-Man game, we do find backpacks that talk about those three villains. Like, those three villains do get talked about if you find the right backpacks in the first game. They are a part of this world. They are a part of this world, and we just haven't seen them yet. But the fact that they have confirmed that those three villains are a part of this world, and they just haven't shown them yet, that clearly tells me that we're going to see them in Spider-Man 2. So that's 7 villains. I think there is going to be an 8th villain. I think that the 8th villain is going to be Carnage. Now, how will they deal with Carnage? I don't think they're going to introduce Cletus Cassidy. I don't. I don't think they will. I mean, if they do introduce Cletus Cassidy, it might be as a post-game scene, a post-credit scene. We might see Cletus Cassidy make an appearance in like a post-credit scene to hint that Carnage will return and Miles is going to have to face him. But I think that Pete is going to fight Venom, which I think is going to be Harry. I think Harry Osborn is going to be Venom, and then Norman Osborn is going to be Green Goblin. And I think that that Harry that Pete and Harry are going to fight each other. Pete's going to defeat Harry, but unfortunately, Pete ends up like getting super injured, and then the symbiote ends up bonding with his blood, and Pete himself becomes Carnage, and Miles has to fight him. Miles has to fight Carnage Pete, and I think that Pete is going to kind of hold Carnage back to give Miles the chance he needs to finish him off. So Pete will die sacrificing his life to make sure Carnage will never be a threat again. But, you know, the fact that you can't have Carnage in something without at least referencing Cletus Cassidy, so I'm sure that Carnage will come back in Spider-Man 3, where Miles is going to be the big focus throughout the entire thing.
Good news, friends. My sources say underground activity has subsided significantly. And the Tinker...
I'm sorry, Jameson. I need to finish my thought. But yeah, that's what I personally think is going to happen. I personally think that is going to happen. And as far as Spider-Man 3 goes, I think that what's probably going to end up happening in Spider-Man 3, whenever Insomniac decides to do that, I think it's going to be the Spider-Verse. That they're going to bring a bunch of different Spider-Men around. Maybe Spider-Man 2099 and Spider-Man Noir and Spider-Gwen. Like, bring all of them in here with Miles. Maybe a couple others. Maybe a couple others. A couple other different versions of Spider-Man. Maybe Spider-Woman. I don't know. There's a bunch of different alternate universe Spider-Man that they could bring in. I think that they could make it. I really do think that they could make it work. But yeah, that's what I think we're in for Spider-Man 2 and 3 from Insomniac.
We survived the storm of the century, and our wounds are healing. But New Yorkers must remain ever vigilant. This is the greatest city on earth, which means there will always be lunatics trying to make a name for themselves by disrupting the tranquility of our daily lives. 1 minute you're washing down a delicious everything bagel with a fresh cup of Pana Fuerte coffee. The next minute, not one, but two masked menaces run by your window, and you discover the hard way that scalding hot is great in the cup, but agony in your pants. Well, I, for one, pledge to continue rallying the public against such crises, and anything worse that may yet come. After much reflection and serenity training, I am able to accept that there are now two Spider-Men. Rest assured, I will continue holding them to the highest standard, and will be the first to call them out when they come up short. Which they will. Often. That is my promise to you. And this is J. Jonah Jameson, signing off. Until next time.
Until next time. Alright. Okay, so that one is the final JJ. So that one is the final JJ archive. Okay, good. Alright, so him and Danny Cast have the same amount. Good to know. I haven't heard any Danny Cast this whole time, and I've heard like 3 different JJs. So I'm gonna assume that means that the Danny Cast one is done, is finished. But yeah. Alright, well, I've talked long enough. I've said everything I need to. I've said everything I need to say. Would I recommend this game to people? I mean, if you're looking to get more of the Insomniac Spider-Man story, then sure. Sure, go ahead. The gameplay is perfectly serviceable. It's perfectly fine. I just personally hate the story. I hate the story a lot. And unfortunately, it's too big of a problem for me to ignore. And unfortunately, I can't skip most of the cutscenes in this. Most of the cutscenes in this game are just completely unskippable. If I could skip every single cutscene that appears, then I wouldn't really have much of an issue because I could just ignore the story entirely and just focus on the gameplay. But I can't. I can't do that. It won't let me skip 90% of the cutscenes. I have to keep watching them over and over and over again. And that's just torture for someone who hates the story. So, yeah. This is going to be the last time. This is probably going to be the last time that I play the game. At least until I get my hands on the PS5, because I do have the PS5 copy of this game, the physical PS5 copy of this game. I have like 6 different PS5 games that have just been collecting dust this whole time, as well as a PS5 controller and controller charging station. Pretty much everything but the PS5 itself. So, yeah. It's annoying. But I will get a PS5 eventually. Eventually. When the PS6 releases, and then they're like, okay, now we're gonna have PS5 be readily available in stores, and now we're gonna have PS5 be readily available in stores. Now that the PS6 is out, so I'm joking about that, but I really hope that that's not what actually happens. I'm gonna be real pissed if that's what happens. Yeah, in any case, the next time we go into the Insomniac Spider-Man world, will be when I have a PS5, so that I can briefly play the remaster of the first game. I'm not gonna beat the whole game again. I just want to do it for a few parts, just so I can complain about some of the things that really piss me off about that remaster. Yeah. So, in any case, this game, I'm gonna start giving ratings for the games that I play.
Hey, Gloria. Just checking in.
Give me a sec. I'm going to rate this game. I'm gonna rate this game. I'm grading games, so I'm gonna rate this game. The gameplay truly is good, but I hate the story so freaking much. B- seems like it's too low. I'll give it a B. B+ seems too high, so I'll give it a B. A solid B. So, there you go. That's the grade that I give it.
Firing on all cylinders. Indoor plumbing truly is a modern miracle. When are you coming in to volunteer, kid? Got coffee that needs pouring.
Good thing I've been practicing my form. You still got a Wednesday afternoon shift? I'm meeting up with Haley that day. Maybe we can both stop by.
Ah, kid, I see how it is. Trying to look good for the ladies. I approve. Yeah, I'll keep a spot warm for you both. See you next Wednesday.
See you then.
Cute. He's got a date with Haley. Nice. Anyway, with that note, that's gonna do it for this video and for this playthrough. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and thank you so much for being so patient with me as I've been going through this difficult time. It really means a lot to me to know that I didn't really lose any subscribers while I was on my hiatus and dealing with my personal issues. I'm doing a lot better. I'm doing a lot better nowadays. I still sometimes get a little down, and I hope that when that happens, you guys will continue to be understanding and supporting. I'm glad to be doing this again. So, Slime Rancher videos will continue once I have grinded up enough. I've been really busy the last few days and haven't had a chance to actually get on Slime Rancher and grind up. But I do plan on doing so over the weekend and this next week. I'm going to be doing that a lot. I'm hoping to have all of the grinding done by Valentine's Day at the latest, so that I can get the last few parts of that playthrough out. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. My goal is to have that playthrough done, and then make 2 more videos by the time my birthday comes around in March, and then do my 500th stream celebration with Haiku. So that's the plan. That's what I'm hoping to do. So I hope you guys will stick around. I hope you guys will continue to watch and support me. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, guess that's it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody.